we're not going to go out and whoop it up. We're not 20 anymore. I mean, I enjoy whooping it up with you.
Thank you. Appreciate
I like
that.
to whoop it up.
We're Tara and Luke. We quit our jobs, sold our house, and now we're on a mission to prove you can travel the world in comfort on less than $100 a day. Let's dig in.
Happy 100 days on the road and traveling and being together nonstop and doing all of this stuff together. Wow.
Boom.
You're not going to wish me a happy...
You just did it. You wished it to both of us. Happy 100 days.
Happy 100 days.
Boom. We've been on the road for 100 days together.
Nonstop.
Nonstop. And we still love each other.
Yeah.
Yep.
100%.
Why do you say it like that? Your eyes got all wide and like serial killer like.
I don't know what you're talking about.
We're here to talk about lessons learned from our first 100 days on the road. If you are new to our channel, which, how cool is that? Welcome. We are Tara and Luke. We are from the United States. And in July, we left the United States. We sold everything. We sold our house. We sold our car. We quit our jobs. And we are now full-time travelers because life is short and we're just doing it.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, Tara, thank you very much for laying out the parameters of our conversation today and the purpose behind this entire video and why people should definitely like and subscribe and comment. I'm talking to you, Mom. I don't see any comments down there. Why don't you start us off?
Why do you put me on the spot like that?
Super easy, super fun.
Super fun, barely an inconvenience. Okay, so a big lesson that we've learned is that you don't need to plan out your accommodation 100% in advance. In fact, as we found out the hard way, it's actually detrimental.
Wait. So you're telling me, Miss Polly Pocket Planner, the woman who loves to plot everything out in advance, is telling me to stop planning and making all these kind of situations set up in advance.
I'm not saying don't plan entirely.
Okay.
However, we made a big boo-boo, I think, with Thailand. We planned an entire month stay at a resort that we were like, oh, look how pretty it is, and it looks all jungly, and it's all cool. No. We arrived and the room was shockingly small. And we say that having lived in both Japan and South Korea, where accommodations are very, very small. And this was like, it was an ant's house. Wait,
there were a bunch of insects in there, or?
There probably were.
Probably.
Like, legitimately, there probably were. Would you put that past that place?
No, not with the mosquito netting being what it was.
No. Yeah, right off the bat, the mosquito netting was torn. Like, it was covering the doorway, and it literally had a big rip right in the mosquito netting. The stairs to the bathroom, there were like 5 or 6 very steep stairs directly down to the bathroom. I wish we had pictures of this place. We don't have any pictures of video of this place because we literally were in there for like 5 minutes, and we were like, no! We went straight to grabbed all of our stuff, which barely even fit in the room, by the way. Like, we could barely even put our backpacks on the floor and still have room to walk around the bed. We went right up to the front desk and said, I'm sorry, this is not going to work out for us. Frankly, not as advertised either. Very much not as advertised online. So that would be another reason why we don't book ahead of time, because I want to see it with my own little eyeballs. So we went to the front desk and said, it's not going to work out. What else you got? And so they showed us around the resort, and we found an upgraded bungalow, had more space, much better situation, still had a few stairs down to the bathroom, but it was much simpler, shorter, easier.
The journey would have been lower impact.
And if I knew if I fell because I had to pee in the middle of the night, I wouldn't die. I'd get hurt, I wouldn't die.
Okay.
The advice we would give is to book a hotel for the first couple of days if you're going to stay in a place for a long period of time, and then go walk around. Go talk to the owners. Go get tours. Have them show you around. Actually physically see where you're going to stay, right? So in the future, that's our plan. We're going to go physically look at these places before we decide to stay there.
And in fact, we're doing that for part of our trip to Vietnam in the coming months, right?
Yep.
So that kind of leads me into the positive. So what is the resource that we're utilizing, or what are some resources that you think that we've done well to kind of counter that, or to be a positive we've taken away?
Ooh. We have done a good job with Facebook groups and WhatsApp groups. So joining Facebook groups for whatever city that you're in is super important. You should do it before you get there because it's a treasure trove of information. It's people who actually live there. And you can ask all kinds of questions. You can get accommodation, suggestions or recommendations on where to live. Or if you're not sure where to live, you can, ask the group, hey, we're, older adults, we're chill, we're relaxed.
We're older?
We are older adults.
We're retirees?
I wish we were retirees, but staying in an area that is more suited to your style, because obviously we're not going to go out and whoop it up. We're not 20 anymore. I mean, I enjoy whooping it up with you.
Thank you. Appreciate
I like
that.
to whoop it up. It definitely is not our thing anymore. We prefer a quieter life and sleep. Oh, I love sleep. Highly recommend join the Facebook groups, and beyond just finding accommodation, the Facebook groups, the WhatsApp groups are great for meeting people, learning about events. We learned about a board game cafe in Chiang Mai from the Chiang Mai Facebook group. And they had a thing for first time gamers. So we went to the first time gamer event that they hold every Friday. And we'll put all the links in the description to all these places. And it was great. We met people right away. They were super friendly. We had a great time. We played board games for hours. I mean, who doesn't love that? It was awesome. Excellent events. The WhatsApp groups in Chiang Mai also had like hiking. In Korea, we were in Cheongju for a month. We were able to join a language exchange group for English and Korean, and we met some awesome people there. Shout out Kevin.
Shout out Kevin. Shout out Kevin's mom.
Yeah, shout out Kevin and Kevin's mom. You guys are awesome. Definitely joining the groups months in advance, just so that we can learn about the area and we can learn about what's going on and make a more informed decision on where we want to stay and what we want to do. Okay. What is something stupid we've done?
We've gone from making mistakes to just idiocracy.
Okay.
So
What's a mistake?
Okay, it's a mistake when you're speaking about it. It's stupidity when I speak about it. So I would definitely say that the portion of our early days in Korea would be a great example of a giant mistake we've made.
Okay.
In that we were on the road constantly. We were changing locations nearly daily or every other day. And part of that was because we wanted to see some areas in Korea that we weren't familiar with. So we went to Gangneung. Did I pronounce it correctly that time?
Gangneung. Yay!
So we went there specifically because we wanted to stay at the Botel. It was really, really nice.
Botel was awesome.
In an area of Korea we had not been to before. We were on the coast. Got this really luxurious room. I got to walk on the boardwalk, all fancy. But then, immediately afterwards, we had to pack everything up and go to Gwangju. No one goes to Gwangju. So
no one goes to Gwangju. According to Korean people, no one goes to Gwangju.
Then we went to Gwangju, where no one goes, and we attempted to do a downhill luge. That was all well and fine, but the movement from place to place to place got really taxing, got really frustrating. It got us both aggravated and got us both a little fed up. Like, oh man, we'll do this again, because it was just like a night or 2 nights, and then on the road, a night, 2 nights, pack everything up, get it on your back, get the thing on the front, carry these bags. It was a hassle. I'm glad that we don't have any of that for the foreseeable future outside of a short trip with our friend in Japan. Now, that one I think is going to be a bit different because we're going to have the use of a car. We'll be able to just keep everything in the car. We won't have to carry things for hours on end. We won't have to figure out if we can wedge ourselves into a city bus. I think it's going to be an overall better experience. And then we have months on end where we're going to be in one location. So it'll be great.
Yeah, I have mad respect for the travelers that we see who do the constant travel, like the constant moving, every couple days they're in a new city. Like, I have no idea how you're doing that because it is a lot of work. It is a lot of work to pack all your stuff up And especially when you one bag travel, right? It's hard to get it all packed correctly, place. I mean, we've been
Do
on
laundry if you need to.
yeah, do laundry and even work. Like, you know, you need to have a place, surfaces in our other accommodation video on how to choose an accommodation. You need these things. And so when you're literally going from hotel to hotel, wow.
Yeah.
So mad respect to those people. We are definitely slow travelers for life.
I'm not blowing that up.
Ow.
No.
Blow it
You
up.
need too many positive affirmations here. Come on now.
Okay, then give me a success. Turn this boat around.
Okay, so I think what you can take from that mistake or that kind of negative impact is that what's keeping us going and keeping us positive, keeping us on track with things is being able to form a semblance of a schedule. So we get really off routine and we get really off schedule when we're moving constantly, along with, lugging everything about. But it's that, oh man, we don't have our set time to get up and do the next thing. So when we are, like we are right now in Yeosu, we are able to say, okay, we're going to wake up at a specific time. We're going to then get up and get sunlight in our eyes. We're going to do a little bit of movement, wake up, move our bodies, and then go on to breakfast and a work routine and go for a walk and kind of plot out our days. But it's not that it has to be so prescribed. It's just, it keeps us more in the mindset of this is not a vacation. This is still work. We still have to be responsible. We still have to accomplish goals, and we still have to submit, projects. We still need to answer to our clients. Not this, woo, spring break. I'm gonna just go crazy. How many beats can I get?
How many what? How many beats can I get?
Beads.
Oh, beads. my mind immediately went to like the garden, the little old lady's garden over there. I was like, we're
gonna go take her beats.
We're gonna steal her beats.
We're gonna steal her beats.
I do like beats.
I know you like her beats. So yeah, I think that's really the positive, that we've been able to maintain that scheduling. We've been maintaining adult responsibility, and we have been doing work consistently on a regular basis.
And I also like that we mix up our schedule depending on the situation. So last Wednesday was my birthday. So we did our normal wake up, go exercise, have breakfast, take showers. But instead of doing our first work session, we went to the cable car. So we walked to the cable car in Yeosu and we took the cable car. We spent the day exploring, we had lunch, and then came home and still had time for our afternoon work session and then our evening work session. It was okay. We still got things done. We were still productive, but we were able to go out and explore, which is the whole point. But we still had a routine. We still had structure.
Yeah. The whole reason why we wanted to do this lifestyle, we wanted to hit the road, is so that we could take our time with things. We could explore deeper.
Yeah.
So we could say, okay, well, sure, I've had kimchi, but have I had this kind of kimchi? Or have I been able to go to all of the kimbap chains to see if there's anything different about the mu? Mu, for everybody out there, is daikon radish. Usually it is like a neon yellow in Korea, or really thinly sliced or in cubes, in its white pickled form. And this is not a cube. I don't know why I did that. That's very much not a cube.
Very much not a cube.
Yep.
The shapes are hard.
Yeah, they are.
Wonder vegetable. Daikon radish. In Korean, mu.
All right. So what is another mistake that you noticed that we've made?
I think we got a little cocky. We got a little arrogant. Because we have traveled to, I think we're at 45 countries, something like that. So we've done a lot of travel. However, we are now doing a different kind of travel. We're doing slow travel. We're doing full-time travel. It's a whole different thing when you live on the road, right? It's not a vacation anymore. It's your lifestyle. So I think we got a little arrogant because we used to live in South Korea 10 years ago. We lived here for 5 years. So we thought, we got this. We have an idea of what the prices are. Yes, it's been 10 years. So inflation, okay, things will be a little more expensive. We know where to go. We kind of know how to save money. We know what to do. We know the language. We'll be fine. I think we've run up against a few things where it's a lot more expensive. A lot more expensive. I mean, it's not like a little tiny bit of inflation. No, it's like, it's way more expensive than we thought. That was some arrogance on our part. We should have done more research. We shouldn't have just said, oh, it's 10 years ago prices plus 10%, 20, whatever. It's not the case. I mean, things
Yeah,
are
I
a
think
lot.
you were saying that we go out and we can get lunchtime specials, and
Oh,
that goes
yeah.
pretty well.
Yeah.
Some of the dinners, like,
Can get
yeah,
a lot more expensive
yeah.
for sure. We assumed things were like 10 years ago. And I remember, I mean, it was so cheap to go out to eat. It was so cheap. And now, yeah, it really isn't that cheap to go out to eat. And then the prices of groceries, just in general, have just skyrocketed.
Yeah.
And so, unfortunately, yeah, we're finding that yes, grocery shopping and yes, cooking at home is still cheaper, but not by much.
Taking into account that our accommodation in Korea for the long-term stays and our accommodation in Thailand, there's really not that much of a difference. I think I broke down a 6-week and a 6-week model for both, and it's maybe a 10% difference or maybe a 15% difference for the accommodation, maybe even less. So it is specific to those food costs or just travel in general, things that we want to do while we're in Korea. We don't want to just be negative Nellies. We don't want to just, bring the mood down. So what about positive? So let's close this on a positive.
Huge positive, something I think we've done very well. I think we did it really well in Thailand, and we've been doing it really well in Korea, is talking to the locals. Start that relationship, to start that communication, is to learn some of their language. No one says that we have to be fluent. Not going to happen. Not when we're traveling places every 3 months. However, for example, in Thailand, we learned, how many words did we learn?
We learned maybe a dozen or maybe 20 words.
Yeah.
And honestly, it made it so much easier when we just learned our coffee order.
Yeah.
Or just learned to say we don't want the drink to be so sweet.
Yeah.
So anybody that's curious, because they put a lot of sugar in all of the drinks, wan noi.
Wan noi. You want some Thai tea? Thai tea? Wan noi.
Wan noi.
Yeah, we learned only a handful of words. And yet, when we use them with locals, it went from being just a regular kind of customer business transaction to, you learned some of our words. Thank you so much. And I think it's that respect. It shows respect because we do. We respect your culture. I mean, we're visitors. We don't expect you to learn English. Why would you? We're in your country, right? So it's on us to learn. And I think that it really made a huge difference, even just 20 words. And in Korea, obviously we used to live here where we can read and write, and our speaking and listening is okay.
Rusty, but
it's been 10 years. Yeah. We took time to study. When we were in Thailand, it was a couple weeks before we actually came to Korea, we started studying. Go to YouTube. YouTube's great. It has so many people who can help you, learn essential words or essential phrases. And we just started doing that a little bit every single day. And now, what are we studying?
We're studying Japanese.
Yeah.
Nihongo Jozu.
Hi. I was about to say nay. Oh.
Wow.
My brain defaults to Korean. We lived here for so long. It's so important. And I feel like this is something that we are going to keep doing as much as possible, is learning as much of the language as we can reasonably before we arrive in a place, and then using it. You're gonna make a fool of yourself. We've already made fools out of ourselves plenty of times, but people respond to that. They respond to you trying, but it also opens up that line of respect.
A lot of the interactions we've had, a lot of people that we've talked to, they do have at least a little bit of English, and it's always possible for us to get a transaction taken care of. I think another thing along those same lines of ingratiating ourselves to locals, we have really been effusive with our compliments. What sort of compliments do you think we've really done well?
Okay. Yeah, we always say it was delicious. There's not, you don't always hear a lot of compliments to, the owner or the chef, or, because often you can, the kitchen's right there. I mean, you can see the person making your food, and they're often the owner. Just as you're leaving, saying, it was delicious. Mashisoyo, that was delicious. It's such a huge thing, right? It makes people feel good. And, we did the same thing in Thailand. I totally forgot what the word for delicious is in Thailand.
we've gotten a bunch of people just giving us free stuff after
Oh, yeah.
that. Or the
Yeah.
next time we've gone to that cafe or that restaurant or just been around, they will hustle out with fruit, or they'll come out with the lady the other night gave us like these little cream puff ball things just out of nowhere. Just here, I want you to eat this.
Yeah.
You know, you've been you complimented me, so here, eat this too. You're already full.
We all like to be complimented. We all like when people smile at us. We all like when, people say hi and, thank you and please. And tourists are good. And, people from other countries, like, because there's a lot of stereotypes.
Yep. A lot of food. I have thoroughly enjoyed these 100 days, and I'm looking forward to hundreds more in the future. Try to make sure that we are paying attention, we are being intentional, we are looking to improve how we experience all of this. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah. Thanks for watching. Hope that was helpful. And if anyone has any questions or comments, or you want to, ask us anything else about specific situations, please let us know in the comments below. Bye.
Bye.